Good day, everyone. This is the presentation of our group. After knowing the business etiquettes of other countries, let us now proceed to the land of the morning calm, South Korea. But before we begin, let's have a brief history of South Korea. South Korea is one of the countries in East Asia. It is located in the southern part of Korea and shares a land border with North Korea. After a long time, in the year 1945, they finally freed from Japanese occupation, and after 3 years, in 1948, the Republic of Korea was officially established. Now that we've covered a quick overview of its past, I hope it has ignited your interest to learn more. To elaborate more on why we choose this country, here are some of the few. First is the Korean Wave. The Korean Wave is one of the most significant trends in the globe right now. The Korean Wave has had a favorable effect on the popularity and success of Korean music thanks to the growth of K-pop industry. Another factor is their dramas. Korean dramas has always been known as one of the best in the world. With their cinematography and storylines, they were able to make even those viewers feel like they have been transported into a new world. Siyempre, while watching Korean dramas, may mga instances din where pinapakita yung mga food na kinakain nila as well as yung mga historical places kung saan sila nag-film. With our enthusiasm, this information captivates our interest to dig deeper kung ano pa nga ba yung mga bagay na pwede naming malaman sa South Korea. And as someone who is pursuing a career in business and must communicate with other individuals, we made the decision to deepen our understanding and explore South Korean business etiquette.
For new business partners and clients in Korean community, proper Korean business etiquette is crucial. It is highly beneficial for business persons to follow good Korean business etiquette if they are aiming to expand internationally to Korea and more, especially to the growing South Korean market. Gaining confidence in the correct business etiquette practices can help you succeed in business in the magnificent nation of the global stage. Remember that Koreans love structure and regard it highly since it forms the foundation of their highly regarded system of power. Confucianism, which places a strong focus respect on age, education, and authority, influences Korean culture. Although modern Korean may not adhere to Confucian ideas with the same rigor as early generations, these values nonetheless serve as the foundation for numerous traditions and commercial practices.
Continuing to Korean names, for Koreans, unlike us, our family name comes last. Like for mine, Andrea is my first name and Hotik is my last or family name. On the other hand, for Koreans, their family name always comes first, and in usual Korean names, it consists of 3 syllables. The first one is the family name, while the second and the third are their given name. For example, Park Chong Song. Park is the family name, while Chong is the second name, and Song is the third name. So, when speaking to a business partner directly or when referring to them when speaking to another Korean during early encounters, it is recommended to use their Korean family name. Unless you've already established a bond, you can only then utilize their given name. However, this vary in nature because in some situations, formality and deference are really essential. So might as well in such settings, it is better to use the formal title and then add the surname of your counterpart when addressing them or vice versa. For instance, Chairman Lee, President Lee, CEO Lee, or in Korean, it translates as Isachanim, where Sachanim is referred as the boss or the president, and Teponym that is used for CEOs in a startup companies. Next is bowing. This kind of gesture are not that new to us since it is predominantly shown in every K-drama series and even to K-pop idols. Juniors are always initiates the bow and is usually deep, while seniors slightly bow to acknowledge the greeting and respect shown. A standard greeting is to bow slightly. Legs together, hands straight by your side or folded in front of your stomach while keeping the head low and not looking upward. When meeting a group of Koreans, introduce yourself to the person with the highest status first and then followed by the oldest. Typically, the person with the highest status enters the room first. And when in a company, keep your legs straight. Having a slight slouch is a polite way of showing respect. And additionally, bowing is also present whenever saying hello or goodbye. Bowing is also a way of showing an apology even for minor inconveniences or mistakes. Handshakes in general are pretty normal and usual in every business culture. It also promotes sentiments of intimacy and trust. For Koreans, a senior person initiates the handshake. Wait until a hand is extended by people of higher title or age to shake hands. Use two hands or right hand alone because for Koreans, using left hand is associated with negativity and death. Using it to handshake or exchange business cards with another person can be considered unlucky. Although most Koreans will not be bothered if you accidentally use your left hand, however, older Koreans and businessmen in formal settings may be offended. You can slightly bow during a handshake and break eye contact. You can have a firm handshake similar to the one offered by your counterparts, but it is advisable if yours is gentler.
Korean business greeting. In Korean culture, respect for age and rank is highly valued, with hierarchy influencing many aspects of social relationships. Because of hierarchy, everyone in society has a place, so it's important to respect it. When interacting, most Korean feel most at ease with people they regard as equals. The position of a person holds within an organization, the company they work for, and the university they attended, and their marital status all play a significant part in determining their status.
Let us proceed to another famous Korean business etiquette, and that is through business meetings. I'm really sure that most of us are fond of watching Korean dramas, so I believe that most of us are familiar with this. We can notice that when one wants to have a business with another person or entity, they undergo formal meetings wherein they can share their thoughts and ideas. They even offer about specific business agenda. So, sending out proposals and meeting time ahead of time is really appreciated in this country, for it shows them giving ample time frame for their colleagues to make their decisions. Also, another thing, during meetings, being on time or punctuality is a must. It shows respect and formality to your Korean colleagues. Let us move on to another Korean etiquette, and it is by giving business cards. I have watched a lot of Korean series wherein they are giving their business cards to colleagues so that they can be reached out immediately, especially when they are interested in an offer that was provided to them. So, during first meetings, giving out a card shows a respect to colleagues, especially when time basic informations are included, such as place, title, rank, contact information. But here's the thing. For an instance, you take that business card that was given to you and you immediately put it in your pocket. Please do refrain from doing this, for it shows disrespect. What you need to do is to read it first, acknowledge, and keep them. That's how it goes. Next in line is kibun. I know that it sounds very unfamiliar, but yes, this is one of the Korean etiquettes, and it is a Korean state of mind. It is a fascinating and unique in Korean culture. Actually, there is no literal translation in English for this word, but just to bring ease in understanding this word, it's best described as pride, face, mood, or feelings.
Let's talk about the Korean dress code. Appearance is very important, and Koreans tend to dress more formally than Australians. Business attire is conservative with an emphasis on conformity rather than individual expression.
Men should wear dark-colored business suit with ties and white shirts. Jewelry for men should be kept to a minimum. A watch and a wedding ring would be fine. Women should also dress conservatively and in subdued colors.
Appropriate gifts. Red and yellow are loyal colors. Wrap your gifts in these colors. You can also wrap your gifts in yellow or pink because these colors represent happiness. Never use white or black wrapping a paper, and never sign a card using green or red ink. Always carry gifts with you when visiting a Korean home. Gifts give ideas such as uh, flowers, chocolates, or fruits are accepted. Remember to hand over the gifts using two hands and understand that gifts will be opened later on.
Relationship orientated. As Korean business culture is very competitive, the business relationship a Korean gives are very important to them. An introduction by a third party is often very effective in establishing rapport and confidence early on. When a mutual trust is established, Koreans work hard to ensure the success of their partner and continue working to build the trust and loyalty needed to support business in the future. They tend to want to know a great deal about their partner. Building a relationship in Korea. Building a relationship is an essential part of doing business in Korea. Relationships are developed through informal social gathering and generally involve a considerable amount of eating and drinking. Such gathering also present the opportunity for both sides to discuss business in more relaxed and friendly surroundings, including over dinner. Thank you for listening to our group, and that's the business etiquette of Koreans.